So we did play together, Grounded. What have you thought so far?
Well, first of all, we're doing a playthrough series on YouTube, and we're releasing an episode every Tuesday and every Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So,
Tuesday,
Friday, come and join us on those days. But
yeah,
yeah, but it's a lot of fun. It's chill, it's relaxed. So if you need an hour of entertainment on Tuesday or Friday night, um, yeah, come and chill. We have a lot of fun playing it. You know, it's a good excuse to hang out, but it's good. You know, coming from a heavy open world survival RPG background.
yeah, you have a lot more experience than I do in these games.
It's my favorite genre of game, and I like it. It's good. It's really good. It's not Ark, and it's not 7 Days to Die. It is different. It's and I know I bring up Raft a lot on this, but it's like the Raft version of Ark, I think, is the best way to put it. It's a lot of fun, especially because we get to play co-op. It's very challenging in the way that there's enemies that are so high above where you're at that if you encounter them, you're pretty much fucked. And there's not really a whole lot you can do about it. So that's something that, for me, has taken some getting used to. You know, the craft, everything made sense to me, like, pretty fast. Like, as soon as we got into the game,
it's intuitive.
It's very intuitive. Like, if you're coming from a 7 Days or an Ark background, you'll know what to do pretty quick. You'll look at the crafting menu, you'll get that. The gameplay is just, you know, first person or third person. I prefer first person. And going into it, I didn't know anything about it, really. I knew it was an open world survival RPG, and I thought it looked really cool, you know, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. And it is Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. It's very pretty, and it's a cool environment. The map size is not massive, but it's not small either. It's a good size, the map, and there's parts of it that are very vertical as well, like in our playthroughs.
Yeah, which add to it.
Which adds to it, like the different levels. And we had just gotten to the Tree of Life, is what I call it. I don't know what it's called, but it's this massive
berry tree.
The berry tree, that you can make berry leather with.
Yeah.
But it's this massive tree, and like, I think that's the coolest part of the game so far. Like, we had just finally got, I think it's in episode 6, where we finally went out and we really started to explore the map, and we stumbled across this huge tree, and I don't know why, but I really, really like how they did that. It's very pretty and very cool, and it's fun to explore. So
should be able to eat the berries, though.
Yeah, the berry chunks, you should be able to eat those. Yeah.
You should be able to live on that for days, you know?
Yeah, sugar, calories, fiber.
Yeah, dude.
Yum yum. Vitamin C.
Yeah, all the drink, like the water, the juice. Yeah. I really. It's definitely a lot funner with 2 people. That's for sure. There's elements that are cool with the single player. I like that. You know, you can do it single player, but it's really hard in many ways. Like, because I think the bugs have either too much health or they deal too much damage right now. And I know, like, you want things to be imposing and stuff, but some of them are just, they'll kill you in just a couple whacks, and they're so much faster than you. And the terrain, what's the word for it? But the interactions with the bugs are pretty weird. Like, I don't like when the spiders glitch through your house or whatever. Like, it's like, no, I mean, like, the traps that we made, like, just were total disasters. Like, traps should work. Otherwise, it's very hard to move on to the next level of gear and progression, you know?
Yeah, the grind pacing is kind of slow. I think they had to do that to kind of draw the game out a little bit further than what's
as
there.
they develop.
Yeah, because the map isn't huge, again, so it's not like they can scatter the resources in different regions, super far away from each other. And even if they did do that with the state that the game is in now, wouldn't necessarily be a good thing. I think that the size of map that they have now for how the game is set up is a good size. I think if it were any bigger, it would take too long to traverse, and it would just take too long to get to that region to get whatever you need to get there.
Well, plus, who knows? They could always add. I mean, I could see later on the house.
Yes. Yeah.
You know?
Well, when you
imagine having a whole house that you're like can explore.
That would be badass, like the living room and the bathroom and the kitchen. Yeah. Oh, that seems like something that'd be really cool to come out on Christmas for some reason.
And then where is a Christmas tree there?
Yeah.
And then, maybe you add cockroaches to fight in the house, and termites and stuff.
Yeah, listen up, Dabs. We got some good ideas over here.
Yeah, we got some things to say. So who knows where it's developing towards? I know they are adding stuff. Like they added the pond not that long ago.
Yeah, well, when you look at the map the way it is now, like there's the border, and then there's a bunch of fog of war, black areas that you can't go into that aren't discoverable yet. So it's kind of like an obvious cue that they're going to open up those areas with some kind of new territory of some kind. So
yeah, it's also interesting how they have the separate sections on the corner of the map that are designated like special areas, and they're like differently colored. Mm-hmm. It's also weird they were differently colored for each of us, but besides the point, like there's the gas area that we haven't really been able to get into. So we haven't made gas masks yet, but then there's the whole pond, the underwater bases and stuff you can build.
Yeah. And I don't think we're too far away from accessing those. The Tree of Life, like what we found out there, if you're playing Grounded or if you're new to it or if you're thinking about playing Grounded, there's this huge tree, and there's not super difficult enemies on it. There's just these little small spiders, and they're easy to kill. But there's Spideys. There's little egg sacs. You can break them open, and in those egg sacs you can find crafting items that are actually really hard to get, because instead of having to kill a stink bug to hopefully get their head, and stink bugs aren't the easiest thing to kill. You can just go.
It might be one of the hardest enemies in the game.
It might be, but you can break open an egg sac, and there's the crafting parts that you just got. Instead of having to kill the stink bug, you got the stink bug head from just opening this thing. So, go to that tree, explore, find the tree, and loot it. And the respawn rate of stuff is pretty fast. I think it's
fair, I'd say.
It's like half a day, I think. I don't even think it's a full day before things respawn.
I think some things take longer, like the grass, I think, might take a little longer to respawn. Or the dandelions. Feels like they might take a day or a couple days.
It would make sense if everything had kind of a different respawn rate.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I do like the verticality. Like if you think about the anthill, which we haven't gotten into either, and all the other bases that we saw that we can't get into yet or whatever. Just the underground levels that they add, and then also, then you think about the pond and how big that is depth-wise, and the verticality of the tree. They're definitely doing cool stuff like that. It's very interesting in that way.
Yeah. Well, we're about 8 hours into our file, I think. It's about 8 hours that we're in, and we're still using tier 1 items, or a lot of tier 1 items, and I think you
Mostly
said it goes up to tier 3. So we haven't been able to access a lot of the more difficult areas, so 8 hours in, and it doesn't seem like we're even close to kind of,
I think the berry leather was a big come up for us, though. I think we need to stock up a lot on that, but once we get ladybugs, start killing them reliably,
get that ladybug armor.
Get to the next level.
The next level, Holmes.
Yeah, so that's fun. I've definitely had a blast with the bird feathers and stuff, and finding the hot dogs and the apples and stuff. It's a lot of fun, and the sense of wonder I get from discovery in that game is a lot there's a lot more of it there for me than like your average survival game.